So welcome everyone, and thank you for joining me and being interested in this 21-day challenge as we go into school holidays. Now this challenge can be done anytime, so if you miss the start of it with the rest of us, that's totally okay. You can actually start and begin a meditation challenge whenever you like. And it said that it takes 21 days to create a habit. So when we have a 2-week break, it actually turns out to be a perfect 21 days by the time we have our last class and by the time we meet back. So we've got a perfect opportunity to be able to practice the same meditation together, but at home. So for you, if that's in your pajamas first thing in the morning, that's fantastic. That's what I like to do. And this meditation is featured in my book, Pyjama Meditation, which will be available at classes as well, of course. But you can just do this on its own. So the counting meditation I'm going to share with you for this challenge is really great mind stabilizer. So if you're finding yourself really scattered and kind of stressed and you just need something to kind of ground yourself and center yourself, this counting meditation is perfect. It gives the mind something to do because it's got to count your breaths, but it also gives the concentration muscles something to do as well because you've got to remember where you're up to, which sounds easier than it is. So in this particular meditation, and there are many different types of counting meditations, but for this one I'm going to invite you to join me with. We're actually going to count our exhales, and it's just as simply inhale, exhale, 1, inhale, exhale, 2, and so on. So it's really simple meditation. Now for some of us, that kind of simplicity can mean our mind gets taken away, taken to other thoughts, taken to stresses and worries, and you can expect that to happen. And if it does, that's okay. So when that does happen, you just simply allow the thoughts to fade away and then invite the mind to come back again and start counting the exhales again from 1. So this is a meditation that you kind of build your way up to counting 21 breaths, which sounds easier than it really is. So if you're starting out with this, I invite you to just do 4 round breaths. So inhale, exhale 1, inhale, exhale 2, 3, and 4. And just do 4, then go back to 1. If you're a bit practiced with it, you might want to go to 7 and just do rounds of 7 over and over, or up to 10 if you've been doing it for a while. Depending if you work with counting for a living, sometimes you can go straight to 21. But the idea is you want to be able to retain your concentration on the count for that round and then just continue through. So just find your version of this, and over the 21 days, you might find that one day you'll do 4, one day and then you'll work your way up to 7 and maybe even up to 10. So that's what we're simply going to do, just going to count the exhales. Now on the inhale, you might like to leave it just a blank, empty inhale, or you might like to simply think, and 1, and 2, and 3, and so on. So you're kind of giving your mind something else to think about on the inhale. And that can be helpful if your mind is really distracted and scattered. So if you do have any questions, by all means, head over to the Facebook group and the page and just hit me up. Otherwise, it's just your choice. So whether you start with a 3-minute practice per day and maybe build your way up to 5 minutes and maybe up to 10 minutes daily, or if you just work your own rhythm out for this. If you can do it first thing in the morning before the day starts, that can be very helpful for sort of making it a routine. Or for you, you might find that it's before dinner or after dinner or before bed. I do recommend sitting up with this one and going through your 7-point posture before you begin so that you're in a nice supported position. And I will include an audio for this down below, which is actually from the Pyjama Meditation book, part of the practice with that, which uses the 4 count meditation. So you can use that, and I've also got a printout. So some people just prefer to have a printout by them so that they can just go through it. And of course, if you've already got the book, that you'll have the more explanation in there as well. So see how you go with this. Try and stick to it. It is a very basic counting meditation, but it can, while it's simple in its technique, it can be very challenging to keep your mind on the count. So see how you go, and by all means hit me up and say hello and let me know how you're going. So here is our challenge. Let's begin. And if I don't see you beforehand, I'll see you after the break.